To Thursday, the 11th of December. It looks like it might go work today, but who knows? All right, I'm just going to start. All right, I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here, where it is amazing. All right, it looks like it's just started to work as well. Although the window is very weird. The window is very weird, so it is not working as it should. All right, let's just continue. Actually, I got the message today that I'm going to start with a Susan. All right, we do currently have the moon in Virgo. All right, so we've got the type of energy where we are analyzing data driven, what is good for you. We've got healthcare, self care, service to yourself and others, your daily routine. A lot of care factor. All right, it is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is still in Scorpio. Good morning, Kath. How are you? So nice to see you. All right, I'm going to draw a Susan because I just thought I wanted to bring some gentle into the mix this morning. And so I'm opening with respect both sides. Magpie, we're looking at Magpie. Magpie only shows her dark side during the mating season. Her black and white feathers are a reminder of yin and yang. I love that. All right, so how does that work in with today? All right, so now we do have the moon in Virgo, like I said, with Mercury in Scorpio at 28.5 degrees. So we're moving into that 29th degree, which is like the culmination of the whole time that Mercury has been in Scorpio and its retrograde period. So really, we're looking back at like the last 6 weeks or so and just sort of summarizing, analyzing, what does the data say? All right. So, if you think about it, we've been to some pretty deep places and we've ridden the highs and lows. All right. So went into Scorpio and went all the way to 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Then it swung back again and went to 20 degrees of Scorpio. And then now it is just about to move into Scorpio, into Sagittarius tomorrow morning. And then it gets past that shadow point. I think it was the 19th of December. So we are still like, trying to wrap up all of those lessons that we've been learning. So now the moon does come to conjunct the south node. All right. Good morning, Amanda. How are you? Oh, you are just such an adventure queen, are you? I love watching your adventures. You are always out and about doing amazing things for yourself. And isn't that just the epitome of a good Virgo energy? I love it. You are looking after yourself while also doing those things that bring you joy and well-being. And, if I could use that as an example, which I just did, sorry, but you know what I mean. So the moon is going to be both conjunct the south node in Virgo and square Venus. Hello, Lydia. How are you? Oh my God, I've got all the long-term listeners that don't get on very much, but welcome to both of you. And then the moon is square Venus at 6:30. So I'm just sort of wondering whether at that 6:30 mark, all right, just be careful for people's moods, because, when you are self aware, you can monitor and adjust yourself. You cannot do that for other people, right? They need to be in the self care headspace or what is good for me, or, you know, that moon in Virgo is square. Like, sorry, Venus is square the nodes, all right? So Venus herself in adventure mode, all right? So she's looking at philosophy and overseas travel and, um, you know, um, the things that she believes, spirituality, also the things she knows. Sagittarius is also higher education, all right? So when you think of Venus squaring off with the nodes, which are very much a spiritual perspective, we've got that analysis and belief system, all right? So Pisces in the North Node, we're heading towards. Virgo, the South Node, that inner critic is what we're leaving behind. All right, so she's in this space where she's like, really questioning in the universe because she can see how she criticizes herself and also knows that she can have a higher spiritual perspective. So I'm wondering whether, going back to Magpie and Susan this morning, we've got that, seeing both sides of the picture. All right. So Venus is at this pivot point. All right. And then that moon in Virgo is connecting to all of that. So how do you feel? And where are you going and leaving things behind based on your beliefs as well and the things you know? Mick just said something about, I keep hearing this term unlearning. And I'm like, yeah, I can see unlearning, but I can also, I think more it's about re-education or just shifting perspective. Like we don't have to stay on the same road our whole lives. All right. So maybe that's the analysis of the data. What is proving to be true for yourself could be another one that you would look at. So, in the words I will read. All right. When you really sit down and think about it, what are the topics that are taking up the most space time for you? I did write space slash time, but space time's the same thing. Like when you look at how physics portrays mass is like the trampoline or a sheet, and mass bends space-time. Okay, so I'm sure you've all seen that graphic of a planet bending space-time. And I think this is where I was sort of going, because what is it that is taking up the most of your bandwidth? Good morning, Kathy. Yeah, you know what? Everybody's struggling. In addition to this, which is more of an internal factor, we do have that the solar activity right now, and how Earth is being bombarded by X-class flare radiation and all of this other stuff. Just go and have a look at that Stefan Burns video that I put up yesterday afternoon. It's just only short, but it really helps in cognitively seeing what's going on, because we are spiritual creatures. We are also energetic earthlings, all right? And so our main star is having a little tanty at the moment, and we are feeling it absolutely. All right, so back to the words. Do these topics that take up most of your bandwidth, are they helping you or hindering you? All right, whether this is about awareness, overcoming discomfort, or dragging yourself out of a dark place, it won't be long before you'll start to see things in a fresh perspective. All right, so that fresh perspective is when Mercury moves out of Scorpio. Okay, so like I was saying, the moon in Virgo is being ruled by Mercury still in Scorpio. All right, so I think tomorrow morning, once that Mercury shifts into Sag, I think we're just going to have it like another bit of a, oh, okay, I get it. All right. And yeah, the space weather, there's really nothing we can do about it other than ground. All right. Here's another Virgo quality that will assist you in the feelings that we're having right now. Make sure you are, or if you could, eat root vegetables, grounding heavy, complex carbohydrates. Make sure that your water intake is like you need to be peeing clear, all right, so that you're really flushing that system. Any other things? What am I getting? I'm feeling like the minerals, because we are earthlings, all right. We really need to make sure that we are touching the ground to discharge any of these extra like photons and things that we're getting that are getting stuck. So like your thoughts could be so erratic. Like I know right now I'm like ooh ah ooh ah ooh. So just honestly do the best you can to um you know help yourself. So sorry. All right. Now, because looking at tomorrow, how long have I been? Oh, this has only been 10 minutes. So looking at tomorrow, I can see that you know there might be some tension tomorrow, although it comes with a lot of awareness. Good morning, Amy. How are you? Oh, you need to discharge as well. All right. So yeah, there's actually a lot of activity tomorrow, so I'm not going to go into that right now, but I will draw another card. Like I said, I opened up with respect both sides, but I'm also thinking that is definitely, you know, a reminder of yin and yang. This too shall pass. You know, yeah, just sit on the fence, just like a magpie does. They perch on a fence. They can see both sides, and then they very easily say, hell no, I'm not dealing with that, and fly away. Or they go, oh, look at that juicy worm down there. I'm going that side. The grass is greener on that side. So I don't know. And, it very much is about perspective. If you are in a dark place, the sun will rise, the worms will come out. Like there's always shifts in perspective. People can't be dicks forever. Well, they can, but then, you don't have to choose to be with that energy. You can consciously uncouple. Oh my God, was that Gwyneth Paltrow? The conscious uncoupling? Amicable split. You're not doing it for me, buddy. I'm sorry. That works with friends as well and associates. You are allowed to uncouple from people that do not bring you joy. Oh, I like that. All right, this one. Sorry, that was quite a long one, wasn't it? Of course, of course. Funny, I heard a magpie singing this morning. Oh, there you go. And you know what? Look at the queen we got. The Queen of Swords. What is she? She is a master of, she is a mistress of her thoughts. All right. So this is astute thinking. And this is like really, and she is, look, I don't know if you can see it there. She's like, no, that water there, I don't want that water. I have this sword that can, cut through the negative stinking thinking. I can pour out this water that is stagnant and yucky. I don't have to, I can use this stagnant water like fertilizer to grow the new seeds of thought. Again, with that, this is about perspective and cutting away the bullshit thoughts. Good morning, Sally. How are you? I feel like I want to look at the book. Hang on. It is the Queen of Swords. Let me have a quick squiz. There it is. Okay, so what is the one more statement that they want me to see? This book is so big. All right, is it time for the individual to meet that dimension of herself which clings unswaying and immovable faith into high ideals? These ideals may be noble and lofty and help improve consciousness and quality of life, but they also may reject life and be a defense against fear of being human and therefore vulnerable. The individual needs to see what he or she might create problems through demanding superhuman perfection. If the Queen of Swords enters one's life as a strong, idealistic, aloof woman, it may be seen as a catalyst through which one can discover aspects of oneself. So, yeah, again, I just think weigh things up so that you can really, choose which thoughts, analyze the data, choose what things have been proven and disproven in your life, and then just tip out the yucky water, cut away the bullshit that is no longer serving you, and choose which side of the fence you want to fly down on. So just a reminder, heads up, is that 6:30 mark. All right, so after 6, the moon starts to square the sun. All right. So we're going into the last quarter. We're going into the darker phase of the moon. All right. No, so this is where you make wine out of the grapes you harvested in the first quarter. But at 6:30, we have the moon square the sun, conjunct the south node, opposing the north node. All right, so this is very much a perspective and philosophy, choosing direction. All right, so you've got the choice. You are allowed to cut away and release that which no longer serves you. That's me. I am around today, guys. I am at home all day. So if you would like a chat, then please reach out. I will also pop into the chat or to the comments the Natasha and I doing the 2026 quarter one planning. I have refined it. I will give you all of the information for the whole year. All right. However, we are going to focus mainly on quarter one because Natasha and I both like 12-week planning because that 12 weeks gives you enough time to start new habits, to do some forecasting for yourself, but also give you enough chance to reorientate your goals. All right. Because if you've got a 365-day goal, and it's not what you thought in the first 90 days, you're allowed to change your mind, all right? You're allowed to shift your perspective, all right? So if you are interested, you can get the recording if you can't make it. It's going to be between 10 and 12 on the 20th of December. Again, you can get the recording. And as far as for the one at Mysteries, I don't know what's going on there at the moment. So I do have a few people, and so the place is yet to be confirmed, but it's definitely going to be happening. So if you want to do in person with me, that's going to be in Penrith. Again, that space and time can change as far as everybody in the group and what they want to do. But yeah, I'm just not quite sure whether it's going to be at Mysteries. That's to be confirmed. But Natasha and I are absolutely doing it, and you can just book to get the recording as well. So have a great day, guys. It's a good day. It's a good day to do your paperwork and decluttering. So, mwah, love you guys.